Regarding the access sequence, I think that is something we specified, but I was not sure what is the role of it.
Access sequence will play a crucial role, very crucial role. Okay. So that's the reason when I'm trying to explain, right, on the pricing procedure, right? So you have defined these conditions, right? These are the conditions for the taxes, right? So, right, from the sales side, the pricing procedure will lead the taxes. Okay, taxes, when the only pricing procedure will take care of the tax part, because in the pricing procedure we will extend our condition records. These are condition types. Okay, so again, this condition types will make a call to Vertex by using the routines. Okay, so there's a reason this access sequence. Right, at the sales order level, you might see, right, whether it's a domestic or export, intra or something. We have some combinations, right, in VK13. If you go and check in VK13 and giving that condition type is MWST, if you are using a native tax solution, right, you will understand what I'm trying to say. So access sequence will play a crucial role. So this is very, very important. If any condition record is missing, okay, so you will get some condition record that the UTXD is missing in the sales order level. Have you seen this kind of errors anyway? Like a UTXD is missing in the sales order level or in the billing level?
No, actually, I'm more on the AP side basically level. I might have seen it, but
You, on the AP side also we have that MEK3 settings, right? MEK3 condition records. You will maintain some condition records, right? In MEK3. Like WST is also like a sequence. I'll show you something before I start. So just how it will go. So I'm going to VK13, for example. Okay. So here it is asking some condition type. For example, I'm entering MW. You see, these are the combinations, right? Departure country, destination. So these we call it as access sequence. So what the system will do, for example, if you are maintaining some conditions in the departure and destination country, so departure and destination country will use for only intercompany transactions, majority cases. Okay. So domestic, for example, if I select domestic and click enter, for example, if I'm putting star here, okay, and execute. Let's take, for example, Germany, if they maintain any conditions, right? Now you see in the conditions, they maintain some combinations, right? So these are the first one is a material classification for customer. This is the material classification for material. Okay. So if these conditions, how the system will know and will land it into this condition record? Because of the access sequence, we have some kind of settings in the SD level. Okay. So when you are placing an order, the system will come and read these first conditions. If it is find any relevant condition records, then will it pick it from here? For example, if the system is not able to find any condition, any record which is relevant to your transaction, again it will go to your next combination. Again, if it is not finding anything, again it will go to the next combination. So how the system is identifying based on the access sequence. The system will go and read this. Like this FI and SD integration. Any idea about FI and SD integration? Then you can understand what is access sequence.
Yeah. I think I saw it actually.
Yeah. So I'll show. This is purely on the I would say on the SD sales side. Okay. But I know a little bit from SD side also. That's the reason I'm telling you here. Just a second. For example, if you want to add, for example, new condition access sequence, for example, V01. So this is a standard pricing procedure. Okay, if I click here, so this is a pricing procedure, right? Just a second. And also, okay, I'll open this one, right? I'll show you that also where we created some conditions for tax, right? Have you seen anywhere here MWST, something like this? Yes, you see.
Yes.
So MWST is the conditions where we will maintain some routines, okay, by calculation types. We call it as calculation type as a routine, okay. So the routines will make a call to Vertex. Only this condition will make a call to Vertex. The other condition will not make a call to Vertex. So that is the kind of settings, okay, that but this is more involved by your SD and the other technical team. But you should also know how the system and what conditions will make a call to what. Okay?
Right.
So I'll show you those conditions also if you have any chance. Okay. So what I was trying to show you, and the second, I'm trying to show you the taxes sequence. You see here access sequence? Yeah. So I mentioned that access sequence is the MWST, right? So you see this is access sequence, right? If I go select and click on access, you will find these combinations, right? These are the combinations. You see here, requirement and exclusive, right? Generally, you should select all these conditions, okay? Because if the system is trying to read this table, if we find any relevant data, for example, if it does not find any relevant data, it will go for the next combination. The next combination will help to move to the next combination. This exclusive option will help to move forward. Okay. So you have to select these conditions all the way, all the time. Okay. So here, these are the access sequences you see. For example, you need some new access sequence based on your requirement. For example, this access sequence is not fulfilling your requirement. Okay. You need one access sequence where you want to add sales organization and material number and the plant code, plant or something. And based on this, you want to derive your tax determination, for example. Okay. So in that case, what you do, you will add one more access sequence by clicking on the new entries. So this is a pure and SD configuration. Okay. But you have to tell to the SD people, this is what I'm looking for it. So you can request them to create a new access sequence. Once the access sequence is created, you can go ahead and maintain some condition records by using WK13 is a T code, right?
Okay.
So if you want to see what are the fields we have in the export, you can just select and click on fields. You can see here, not make any change. That's fine. You see here it is asking country and destination country, material classification, customer classifications. Like this. So these are the key parameters. So it will help to determine your taxes.
And like the Vertex integration, like these are the values that get passed on to Vertex. Is it?
Yes. Anyway, these values will pass to the Vertex, right? This is a material code will go to Vertex and destination country, physical origin country.
Yeah.
These values will pass to your Vertex. I'll show you in the SIG log. Okay. So you have the accelerator, right? Once we finish this configuration, native configuration, we'll go through your system. Okay. I'll show you what is the data is sending from SAP to Vertex and what Vertex is returning to your ERP system. So okay, that we will show you, and what kind of data and how the data is picking. That also I will show you in the data mappings. Okay.
Sure.
We'll go to the calculation part. Okay. Under calculation, first thing what we do, and we will create the tax codes. Okay. The tax code is required to calculate the taxes, right? Without tax code, we won't calculate. Sorry. Without tax code, we won't calculate any taxes. Am I right?
Yeah.
So for that purpose, so we need to create a few tax codes. Okay. Okay, now here I'm going to create some new tax codes. Okay, I'll create one tax code for output, one for input, one CI, and one for non-deductible. Okay, hello?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. Okay, just respond in between because I'm just going with my headphones. Okay, so first I'll create a tax code. If you want, I can add the tax T code also here. FTXP is for the creation. And the FTXA is for the display. Okay. I'll add that here also. It's a OBYZ. Different. This is also the same OBYZ. BBG. This is OBCL. Okay. You can go to. Okay. So now I'm going to create some tax code. Country. We created tax process for Germany, right? So I'm using the Germany as a country. You see, while I'm creating a tax code, it is asking for the country. So it is always on the country level. Okay. And it is output tax 0%. Okay, so here I'm selecting tax type, it is output, right? So I'm selecting A is output tax. Okay, and so the check ID, for example, if you select this check ID and select check, so for example, I'll give some example because if you select that check ID also, it won't make any thing, but make sure that the system is calculated as per your tax rate. For example, you have a 100 rupees is at net amount. On top of it, you are calculating, for example, 4% is a VAT, So it should 4 rupees. Right?
Yeah.
So if you activate that check ID, the system will go and check whether the tax amount is calculated as per the tax rate or not. If it find any difference, right, it will throw some error. Okay, the tax amount is not equal to 0, or some error you will get, some standard error you will get. Okay. So that's the reason once you select the check ID, this check ID will make sure that it is calculated the rate, the tax amount as per your rate. So better to select the check ID anyways. So don't select any EU code, and I'll show you what is a EU code and everything. If you have any intercompany transactions, right, within Europe country, right, for example, intra-community supply or something. So in that case, you will use this in EU code. Okay. Where we have some, you see, we're seeing these options, you can understand. Okay. Delivery of goods within EU. Okay. Services within EU. Okay. This kind of, and also we have then acquisition, right? Reverse charge. Acquisition tax is generally taxed with 0 balance, right? Reverse charge will always leading to a 0 balance. Okay. This is only for the Europe countries, not for other countries. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you will select EU codes. For now, it is I'm creating some domestic tax code. It's not required. Okay. Just go and save. Right. So now here it is asked about the rate. Right. Yeah. For example, if you are using, okay, you will maintain as 100. Sorry, accelerator. I mean, accelerator. Okay, you can go and check in your system. Okay, if you open any tax code, and you can find the rate as an. If you are using, for example, CFA, we will maintain as 0. Okay. For example, if you are using the one source Global X, you know the Global X one source. This is other tax engine. Okay, so there we will maintain as 100 again. So this depends on your tax engine, what kind of tax engine you are using. Okay. This is a product level recommendations. Okay. Accelerator we will maintain is 100. 100 means, so whatever the rate we have in Vertex, for example, in Vertex, it is 8%. So I want 8% to be calculated on my transaction. It should be 100% to ERP. For example, if I maintain 50%, the system will calculate only 4% here. Okay. That's the real. Make sure that you maintain 100%.
Yeah. 100%. Okay.
So with the CFA, because CFA is completely different with the accelerator. Okay. CFA is a upgrade version of the accelerator. Okay. So maybe down the line, maybe the CFA accelerator will decommission and CFA will take maybe going forward, I don't know. But as of now, CFA is only supporting for APAC and Europe countries and Middle East, some of the Middle East countries. For still US and Canada, they are using accelerator. Okay. Because the CFA is not implemented for US and Canada as of now. So still they are working, and the Vertex team is working to implement the CFA as well, so that they can be.
CFA is a Vertex product or?
Yes, it's a Vertex product, chain flow accelerator. Yeah. Okay, accelerator. CFA nothing but chain flow accelerator. The updated version, I mean, upgrade version or something like that. Okay. Like, like Vertex 9. Earlier we have Vertex 8, right? Earlier we have Vertex 7, Vertex 6, Q series. Now we are using O series. Before O series, we have Q series also. Before Q series, we have P series. So I work from Q series and O series.
Okay, these are just the versions actually.
These are the versions.
But O series is the latest version, is it?
Yeah, O series will be the version 9, okay, and Q series will be the version 8, and version 8 and version 6. 6 are both 6 are 7. Okay. But this version 6 and version 7 is a decommissioning, I think, in 2015 or 2017 or somewhere. But I get some opportunity to work on V6 also, because where that Philips is a client where they are using on the exception approval from the Vertex ANC. Because they have a large number of company cores using Q series. That's the reason after that they have migrated to version 8 and version 8. Okay. So here, if you are using accelerator, make sure that you maintain 100%. If it is CFA, make sure you maintain 0%. Okay. So now we are doing within SAP, right? So I'm maintaining here as a 0. Okay. If you find any error, like in the configuration, you will get some error here. So it won't save.
So, but if, for this tax code, if I need to set some 4% is the tax rate, how do we set that?
You will go and change here directly. No options. It is, for example, because this is a native tax system, right? Everything you have to manage manually. That is the reason. That is the reason the tax Vertex tools and other tools are coming to the market. So they will automate everything. If you maintain 100% here, whether it's a 0% domestic, reduced rate, whatever, what kind of tax code it is, it will bring the rate automatically from Vertex directly. The system can understand what kind of transaction is this and what rate is the correct rate for the transactions. Okay.
Right.
So that is the automation. Okay. Just maintain 0%.
So right now you are just putting the A0 because
I'm using the native tax cell, right? So now I'm creating output tax 19% is the standard rate, right? Within Germany. So select save. So I'll maintain here 19%. Okay. Save. I'm going to create one more tax, which is, for example, reduce rate, output tax, reduce rate 9%. Okay. Right. So these are the output tax I have created. Now I'll create some input tax. Okay. I'm going to create some example with input tax 0, right? Here you select the tax type is V, which is input. Okay. Select. I'm creating some in Germany. Now we left with tax code and the non-deductible, right?
One question, Arjun. Like, go to the other screen. Can you go inside?
Which one? Okay, tax.
Yeah, this one. So here output tax, right? Yeah.
Right. It's code also.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
We have activated two conditions, right? For output, we are using MWA. For input, we are using MWV. For RC, we are using L1A, NL1V, and NLA. And so I'll maintain rates against this NLA and NLA. Okay. 0, so 19%, right? 10%. Here I will maintain is negative 19%. Okay. The system will, in the first condition, it will calculate 19% tax, and then the second condition, the system will nullify the 19% tax rate, and it will become 0. Okay. Now I'll create a V3 is a non-deductible. Okay. I'm using 19%. Okay. You can use as per the requirement. You can, whether it's a non-deductible 9% or 5% or 19%, that you can accordingly you have to create a tax code. So just select the condition type is V, check ID here in the NVD, right? No, that's 19% here. Okay. You are getting me how the system can understand, okay, this is non-deductible and it will be the rate from this.
Yeah, so as the name suggests, it's non-deductible tax, right? So that means we should not collect any tax.
Yeah, it should not collect any tax. The tax amount will go and adjusted into your expense account, right? That is what I told you yesterday. Okay. Right here in that.
Yes.
Your net is 100, but it is calculating 50 is the tax, but again the 50 is going to adjust.
Because of that, actually, it is going to the expenses.
For that purpose only, we have created the MWN where we selected posting indicator as 1, right? As 3 adjusted into an expense line or revenue item, right? So save it. So now we created I created most majority of the code. For example, if you wanted to calculate the freight and eco fee also, you just create a new tax code. Okay, you can create a tax code. Okay, for example, let me add V4 or something. For example, using for example 2%. Okay.
It is in the freight column.
Yes, it will be in the freight column, but because it will take the amount, right?
Oh, okay. So it is
the second freight I created as input or output.
It is input. So
MWXX freight, and here it is taking 20, right?
Oh, it is from output.
Right? Yeah, it's an output. So I created an output side. No problem. If it is an input side, you have to just go and change that option. Okay, that is fine. You can change that condition also in the pricing procedure. You just go and change the condition too, so that you can. The main motto of this thing is you should understand, okay, how, for example, if I want to adjust this from 1 to level, so you are in a position to, okay, I can go into the price and tax procedure, I can change this condition. Alright. For example, if I maintain this line, okay, so it will take your tax amount here as a base amount, on top of it will calculate the 2%. Okay. Different tax code and level From tax and output tax, right? Output tax.
Or maybe because you have the tax type as input and we are putting it from, maybe we can change the pricing procedure, isn't it? To 30 and we can come back. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll check this. Maybe I'll update you tomorrow. This for the freight, general for the freight and eco fee, we never created any tax code because this is directly adjusted into from Vertex itself. I'll show you how the additional taxes will add in the tax pay level in the Vertex level. We call it as imposition in Vertex. Okay. So I'll show you how we can activate this condition. It will calculate automatically. So that also we can adjust in the pricing procedure as well. Okay, let's see that. Okay, now we created 3 tax codes for input side and 3 tax codes for output side, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay. For example, so my net amount, for example, net amount is 100 rupees, right? And I'm calculating 18% is and then my gross is 118. Now, so it is calculating 18 rupees and you need to store this 18 rupees VAT amount in some GL account, right? So how? Yeah. Because for the main, while posting an invoice, you will give the standard GL, right? We will give some expense GL. Okay, one revenue GL. For example, if it is output, if it is sales, you will give some revenue GL. If it is an input, you are purchasing from vendor, you will give some expense GL, right? So under expense GL, your net amount will be captured, right? Automatically. Then where the tax amount will capture? To capture the VAT amount also, right? To capture the VAT amount also, we need some GL number, right? So that we can capture the VAT amount in the GL. So for that purpose, we will create a GL number under postings. Okay, we will create a GL. First, we will create a GL number here, and after that, we will assign here under posting. Assign VAT GL to tax code. Okay.
Yeah.
So first, what I'll do, I'll check is there any. Okay. What I'll do, because we have not done any company code and chart of accounts, nothing, right? What I'll do, I'll use some existing one. Okay. If they post anything, let's take, so I'll use this company code TR00. Okay, we just assume like our company code is TR00 because I started from only the tax procedure, right? So I have not created any company code or chart of account or something, right?
Yeah.
The existing company code and see whether we have any GLs for. Let's see, is there created any, because the tax, if it is input, it is a expense, right? So
yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, what I'll do, I'll use this same company code and I'll create some GL number. Okay, so to create the GL numbers, you have to go to FS00 is a transaction code. Let's FS00 select one, for example, I also don't know like what are they are using, right? Just okay. I don't see anything here. INT1. Let's go on I don't see anything INT1 here. It is from I'm selecting 2 lakhs. Okay, my company code is TR00, but I don't see that is not allowing I6. They have not selected this product picture was also. Let's see, country is asking to reset the transaction data, but I don't see any transaction data right in one. Why I'm looking for German? Because I created the tax process for German. That's the reason. This one is not there. INT. Okay, INT we have, right? INT we have. Yes, INT we have. Okay. I'll use this one for now. Okay. My account group is, I'm selecting this as a loss account. Okay. And I think this is already created. The same company. So it is not there, right? I'll go and create this one. Just click on the create option here. Okay.
Yes.
Select the GL number and click on create and select the account group wise, for example, loss account. Actually, there should be some expense account groups. Okay. Like this, so that we can easily identify, okay, this is a liability or this is something like this. You see here, current liability. The input tax is for is liability.
Yeah.
The expense always for.
Yeah.
So that we will not in the balance sheet because that is right. But anyway, this will not fall into our scope. Okay, there is some separate master data teams and they will take care of this. GL, trying to create some VAT GL so that I can show you how it works. Okay, and go to control data and make sure that here is the tax care and posting indicator. Here, for example, here I'm creating only for it's expense, right? and make sure that this will allow only for the input tax. For example, if you select the output tax allowed, okay, if you select, I'll tell you what is the difference between plus or minus and less than or greater than. Okay, this less than or greater than will only use for the VAT GLs. Okay, if you use this GL, this purely you can understand this is a VAT GL, so we won't use this GL number manually anywhere. The system will derive this GL automatically in the backend. Okay, the expense GLs we have, right, for the revenue and expenses GLs, for those GLs we can use this item. Okay, this is a only for the pure and the VAT GLs. So here I'm creating for the input VAT GL, right? So I select as an input tax account. So that means it will allow only for the input kind of transaction. You can't use the same GL for output transactions. Okay. Right. Okay, tax category is always below, right? Line item display. Sorry.
Recon account. This is not a reconciliation account.
This is not a recon account, right? This is only VAT GL one. Okay.
Yeah.
So go to bank here and just select, for example, G001 is the one. Now you see this post automatically only because when you select this, whatever the amount is calculating right here, for example, this 18 rupees, the 18 rupees will come and store automatically here in the GL by selecting this checkbox. Okay, so make sure, so before, without checking, we don't see any issues, but the main purpose of this indicator is it will post the VAT amount automatically into the GL as per your tax code mapping. This looks good. That's fine. Okay, so you mentioned the name, but still it is not open up here. That's fine. Okay, the same way I'll create one more. I'll use, for example, some 3 series.
Okay.
2001 is for accounts. Always will fall under. These are the expenses or revenues. Okay, so we will. If it is my company or my chart of accounts, I can understand. Okay, it's not. This is okay. So now I have to write output 30001 and input. Right.
Did we create anything for non-deductible? No, right? It is because
for non-deductible, we won't need any tax GL mapping, right? Because it will not generate any tax line, right? So that's the reason. Right. For revert charge also, for revert charge plus or minus also, I'm using the same GL. Okay, it's a matter of creating a GL number. It's okay. Normally in real time, we do have a separate GL for input and output, revert charge acquisition and revert charge credit and revert charge acquisition debit. We have separate GL numbers. Okay, so based on the business, we will ask the business to what is the GL number you want to map us for the RCM transactions. They will give the GL number and you will take the GL number and you will map it to SAP system. So I'm using the same GL for RCM also. Okay. This is for RCM. ESE is for negative. Okay, negative is nothing but your input, right?
Yeah.
RCM is for ESA. It's output tax, right? So I'll use the same GL here. Clear?
Yeah.
I'm not going to create any new GL, so we can use. You know, right? How to create the GL number. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So to assign your VAT GL, you can go to that OB40 is a transaction code. If you are using ECC, okay. For example, if you are using S4HANA, you have to go to SM34. Okay. Then here we have some table that is T3. Okay. So we can also assign from FTXP also. Okay. I'll show in the 3 ways. Whether if it is ECC, I will show in it is S4HANA, I will show SM34. And I will show in from FTXP also. I'll show what is the difference. So we have an option in FTXP. So why we need to do in the OB40, right? This is also one question. Right?
Yeah.
If you do in FTXP, it won't generate any TR. No TR will generate. Okay. So you have to do manually in the each system. So back here. If you do in OB40 or SM34, it will generate a TR and no need to do the mapping in quality. Right? It will automatically work from you. So that is the difference. Okay. I'll go to transaction code directly. Okay. I'm going to assign code against your accounting. Okay, right? This is output tax, right? MWA. So search for MWA here. Okay.
This is OB40.
OB40. This is OB40. Search for MWA, right? This is the one we created, right? You just double click here. It will ask for your chart of accounts. Your chart of accounts is INT1. Click enter. Select the tax code. Okay? Click save and enter the tax code here. MWA is the output tax, right? Your created output tax code is A0, right? A1, A2, A4. I think you created 4 tax, 4 or 3?
3, I think. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, then I can just remove this tax and it's here. Same GL for all the tax. Okay, sorry, how to do second. Let me click on the posting key.
Yeah, it is asking to do.
Yeah, just a second. I'll do.
Exit.
Go to just maintain that 40 and 50 here. Debit and credit. Go to accounts, save, go to accounts and change.
Okay. You can just put.
Yeah, and just press enter and save. So now these are post means these are saved via your TR. Okay, so this is one way. For example, if I do same thing from FPXP, for example, right? For example, I've done for the output side, right? I'll assign for input. Okay, I'll take V0 is a tax code, right? This is the tax code, right? Here you can see the tax accounts. If you click here, it will ask for chart of accounts, INT1, and enter, and you can assign the GL number here directly.
Oh, okay. But in this, we don't need to put any posting keys or anything, not required?
No, not required here. So you can directly maintain here. It is not specified, right? So here
so why we need to put the posting case here? Like we did the same thing, right? 40-50 debit.
Posting you have to define whether what is the posting key it has.